Hello, and welcome to the first installment of Sam and Max Hit the Books, the show where me, Max Williams, and my brother, Sam Richards, we go through the new comic book releases for the past week. So let's, shall we jump right in, Sam? You doing good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
To jump right in.
So we've got 5 books to review this week. I thought overall it was a pretty solid week of comics.
Yeah.
The first thing we want to talk about is The Batman Who Laughs, number 2, by Scott Snyder and Jock on art. And this issue was crazy.
It was bonkers.
This is crazy pants. It's so funny to me that this is the same guy who's writing Justice League right now. Because on one hand it makes sense because both titles are really crazy.
Yeah.
On the other hand, they're such different and weird levels of crazy from each other, because Justice League is just so over-the-top in scope, while this comic is over-the-top in, like, Batmanisms. Like, this book may as well be called, like, Batman Cubed. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much Batman on Batman on Batman stuff happening here.
That's true.
And the art by Jock, let's just take a moment to say, he's great. Like, whenever he and Snyder work together on Batman-related stuff, I really do think they get the best out of each other. And right from this page 3 reveal of what Batman is having to do to keep the Joker toxin from fully infecting him and turning him into another Batman who laughs. Just the shot of him injecting himself with every single Joker antitoxin he's ever developed, while Alfred works painstakingly to try to keep regular Joker alive.
Yeah, much to his chagrin.
Yes. We had the sequence of, we thought it was at first Commissioner Gordon and Harvey Bullock looking at a crime scene.
Yeah.
But Harvey was acting weird, and it was very well done, because even before the reveal, I was like, why is Harvey talking like this?
Yeah.
And then, he even says, like, you okay, Batman? Like, Harvey is he doesn't usually act this way.
Yeah.
So that's a great sequence. And the stuff with the Batman who laughs himself, it's kind of that, like, aggressive, angry, dark approach. Like, it's very, like, sort of goth, like, hilarious goth. Oh man, this guy, he's got his 2 knives, and he's just really edgy. It's like edge, so much edge.
Yeah.
This character is all edge all the time.
Yeah.
But my absolute favorite part was when we get the narration boxes during the actual physical fight between Batman and the Batman Who Laughs. Compared to the caption boxes that we get in, like, a Tom King Batman comic, where it'll be, like, vaguely related to what's happening, or potentially just some poetry he found and is inserting to sound deep. Like, this gets to this crazy level of, like, I knew what he would do, and he knew that I knew that he knew what he would do, and he knew that I knew that he knew that I knew what he would do. So I did a crazy random thing.
Yeah,
but
just made up.
It's so funny, like, it's so over the top, like, the Batman who plans, like, the uber planner, Bat God character, putting him up against himself literally, like, the even more uber Bat God character, except this one doesn't have any morals holding him back. He's fully free to do whatever he wants. It's like, it's good stuff. It's weird, it's super over the top, and it is crazy, like, crazy. But
it is pretty crazy.
But I think it's a really good time.
So far, it's been pretty good.
I mean, I compare it to something we read recently, like a Batman Kings of Fear, which looked really fantastic, but was basically, like, a vanilla-ass plot. Like, you've seen that plot a million times, and you could basically predict every single thing that was going to happen, or what everybody was going to say.
Right. Well, not much really did happen.
Very true. Yeah. No, it was mostly a bunch of philosophical conversation over 6 issues.
Yeah, it's a talkie. This is at least, action.
It's action-packed, and, like, I really like the way Jock draws Batman, like, the book. It's very sort of scratchy.
Yeah.
Like, dreary, things are sort of out of focus, a little ugly.
Yeah.
And
a little grungy.
But, this last page thing, though, this had a big impact on me, because I know you haven't read the Black Mirror, the classic Batman story that, or maybe you did, maybe I gave it to you.
I don't think I did.
It was the only thing I read that wasn't by Grant Morrison that took place when Dick was Batman. And it was just this great, like, other story that was running during the Morrison Batman run. That was just like, here's Dick as Batman doing stuff in Detective Comics.
Yeah.
And it was this extended plot all about Jim Gordon's son, James Jr., who had just been, I think, released from a psychiatric hospital. And, like, it was this long-running question of whether or not he was, like, seriously criminally insane and was going to start killing some people. Cool. But that story did establish that he was quite insane and was going to be killing some people. And so the fact that he is the last page reveal of this series, making this even more of a sequel to the Black Mirror than I thought it was, just because it was the same writer and artist together.
Right.
We're straight up going to have, like, oh, the only guy who might be able to outsmart crazy evil Batman, it might be evil Jim Gordon, essentially.
That is fun.
So, yeah, it's ridiculous, but I think it's a real good time. I'd give Batman Who Laughs 2 a 7.
Okay. Thought you were going to give it an 8 there. But I'm also going to give it a 7.
I think that it's a good middling issue. Like, a lot of stuff does happen. We're getting there. But almost all of the excitement is in, what's going to happen next?
True.
Which isn't a big criticism. That's what you want monthly comics to do. To make you put it down and say, what's the next thing that's going to happen?
Yeah.
If the whole story, though, is just, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? And then it doesn't get to a great resolution. Things could go either way. But,
we'll see.
As of right now, solidly above average. Definite recommend.
It's enjoyable, yeah. All right. Next up, we have the new issue of Fantastic Four. Herald of Doom, Part 1, by Dan Slott and Aaron Kuder.
Yes, Kuder. I was surprised to see him on this book after the other artists we've been getting, but I thought it was pretty good. A little cartoony, but I thought it fit the tone of what was happening.
Yeah, it was a bit cartoony what was going on. This is directly after the events that happened in Fantastic Four Annual a couple of weeks ago, which was Ben Grimm's wedding.
Right.
And then Galactus tried to he tried to crash the party. He's at Earth. He's going to eat it. And Doom projected himself into the sky, saying, "Don't get involved. He's going to take care of himself." And Reed Richards
and everyone, like, he's I'm going to take out. I'm going to protect Latveria, or don't worry, anybody, I'm going to protect Earth.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's just, I'm going to handle Galactus.
Okay.
Maybe protect Earth.
Got it.
Yeah. But to save the wedding, Reed Richards stopped time in a bubble around them for a little while, a couple of minutes, so that they could say their vows, and that's how that ended.
Oh, I did read that when I was skimming through that issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice little moment.
Yeah, but that leads directly into this one with them right after that. Definitely going to Latveria, where Galactus is, to help Doom. And as soon as they get there, Doom, he's going at it with Galactus, and he immediately sends his... I don't know what you'd call her. But
his herald?
Yeah, his herald. Mm-hmm. That's good. Yeah. Probably what she's referred to in this.
Yeah, she is. And we even see in the little flashback panel later where it has her saying her origin or whatever. Like, it's that same machine that Doom used to siphon the power cosmic from the Silver Surfer back in the day is what he was using to imbue her with
cool.
the power cosmic. So.
Yeah, so she's got the power cosmic.
Right, but it seems like it's a crappy power cosmic.
I don't know, she seems pretty powerful. Everything she wants to do, she seems to be able to do. She knocks them all out of the sky, no problem.
It is the power cosmic.
It is the power cosmic. And so she blows up their Impossible car. I mean, their Fantastic Four-mobile. What do they call it?
Fantastic car.
Fantastic car.
Ooh, I like Impossible car.
That's the one in Venture Bros.
Oh, right. Impossible.
Yeah.
That one isn't in use?
No.
Ooh, that's even better.
Impossible, yeah, because it's got that O sound.
Yep.
So, while they're there in Latveria, the people hate them.
Right, it's Latveria.
They love Doom. It's a backwards place.
Hey, it's always established that Doom takes very good care of Latveria. Like, they don't live as good as Doom does, But, like, I think that they are pretty well taken care of.
Yeah, if you don't count the fact that they don't have the truth about, like, what the Fantastic Four does for the planet that they live on.
Well, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm not saying that they aren't biased in their nationalism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But while fighting with Galactus, Doombots remove some pieces from Galactus.
Oh yeah,
which,
yeah,
is pretty interesting.
Yeah, and Doom really came up with a plan.
Yeah, and then that makes Galactus go even more bonkers and insane for eating planets.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because this is kind of merging together the two versions of Galactus that we've seen. Because sometimes Galactus shows up and he has to put together a bunch of machines to absorb a planet. Like, that's how he's doing it in the original when he shows up.
Oh, okay.
But then also, we have a bunch of comics, in our collection where it seems like Galactus can just, like, land on a planet and sort of sink down into it physically and just eat it himself. So I like that this book is attempting... I don't know if this has happened before and it's already established, and don't know what I'm talking about here, but I like that they're sort of pulling both of those into continuity and saying, oh yeah, he can do both. That's cool.
Right, now that he has his regulators,
yeah,
he can totally just go and sink in and then digest that planet. Good eats. But so he goes into a mind-boggling rampage of starvation and hunger. Crazy for eating planets.
Yeah.
At this point, you think Doom, he doesn't really know what he's doing. He gets swatted out of the sky. Galactus seems even more dangerous without his regulators, and he's going right after Doom's Herald.
Yeah, because she's got power cosmic and is attracting him. And last page reveal, of course, is that Doom, of course, 100% planned for every single thing to happen.
Yeah,
it's happened. He says.
Yeah, that's exactly what he says. He says, "This is all my plan." So, maybe his herald is a sacrifice.
Yeah, he's got a plan here. I love the moment.
That might be part of the plan, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
sacrifice her for him and the greatness of Latveria.
Gosh, he's gonna try to be sucking up Galactus's powers again. That Doom. How about that moment though when the family back home is watching on TV and Franklin is complaining because it's like, man, if I was there, I did this in a second. Remember when Galactus was my herald?
Right. Yeah, that's pretty fun. Those kids. Oh, man.
This, I think, was my favorite issue of this Fantastic Four run so far.
Oh,
honestly.
really?
Yeah. Because I like the Fantastic Four. I like them a lot. Love Doom.
Yeah, Doom's pretty cool.
Any Fantastic Four book has to have heavy Doom, and he doesn't have to be the ultimate villain, but he's got to be nefarious. He's got to be wheels within wheels. He's got to be planning. And
well, I'd say that Reed v. Doom is the highlight of any Fantastic Four.
It's the highlight of quite a few stories.
Yeah,
because that's like the key, good versus evil. It's the original man. It's Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah. And it's the battle of the minds.
The battle of the minds. Yeah, it's always about brains. It's never about, oh, I'm going to be able to punch you, or, oh, Doom, my suit has so much technology and you're just a stretchy guy. Like,
no.
No, it's...
of course not.
It's who's got more wheels spinning.
Yeah.
It's
more pieces on the board.
It's very close to Batman v Joker. Like, in terms of, it's not about the physical fight between these two characters at all.
No, but you are getting punched at the end.
Somebody is getting decked. It's just once in a while, Reed has, Ben do the decking, the actual physical punch out at the end.
Yeah.
It's clobbering time.
No. Well, I'd give it a 7.
I think I have to give it a 6. Because I didn't like it as much as I liked Batman Who Laughs. So it got curved.
That's fair.
All right.
It happens.
So let's move on to issue 8 of Hawkman by Robert Venditti and Brian Hitch.
Mm-hmm.
So we finally met him, the Kryptonian reincarnation of the Hawkman line, who we have continually have had teased since very early, I feel.
Yeah, but this is all about him.
It's all about him. And in fact, this entire issue is just a conversation between Carter Hall and Qatar All.
Qatar All.
Yeah, because Hawkman has warped in right at the moment of Krypton's destruction, and the planet is being destroyed around them. And Qatar All totally failed to complete the construction of the weapon that was at the end of the line anyway.
Yeah.
So
to take out the Deathbringers.
So which all that means at the end of the day, according to him, is that the weapon itself can't be that weapon. It must be Carter himself in some way.
If you can't make a machine do it, you gotta do it yourself.
Gotta do it yourself. This issue was fine. I think this was the weakest overall issue of a very strong run. I still think it's good, but it was very much the in-between, issue. It's the calm before the storm. Like is the all the exposition we needed to get out of the way. The last few questions we had about what is actually happening in this run have pretty much been answered.
Yeah. And
all we have left now, as teased on the last page, when the Deathbringers actually have now shown up on Earth and are ready to do their Deathbringer thing on Earth. Like, we got 2 issues of Final Battle next.
Excellent.
So I'm very much looking forward to that. So it was fine. I give it a 5. It's average. It's
okay.
It's in the run.
I'd give it a 6.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was nice to have another Krypton's exploding and somebody was there to see it. Little heartfelt moment. Cool.
It is nice to see Krypton, but just like with Bruce Wayne's parents and Uncle Ben.
No, it's true.
If you're seeing it like 9 times out of 10, you're seeing them die.
True that.
But yeah, still good stuff. Run's still a definite recommend.
All right.
Man, that's good
yeah,
stuff.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
So let's move right on to Superman. What Happened? Superboy's Lost Years.
Yes.
By Brian Michael Bendis and Ivan Reis.
Here we go.
So
this is
as the cover promises, this is kind of it doesn't really give you the missing years or the lost years. It really just seems like what happened with Superboy.
It's really what happened
directly after they left Earth.
Like when it comes down to it, everything we learned in this issue is 100% stuff that Lois could have told Clark anytime.
Exactly.
Absolutely, that's all we get. We get essentially the entire saga of Lois Lane's adventures.
Yeah, in space, Superboy and Jor-El.
So weird. Speaking of Krypton dying.
Yeah, they stop some evil along the way, and everybody's all impressed throughout the universe by Lois wearing the symbol of the House of El.
Right, she's wearing the Rebirth Superman suit now. Can I just say, young John Kent, the way Bendis writes the pre-age John Kent, he's such an idiot. This is not the John Kent that's been established to be in Super Sons and all the other comics that in the Tomasi Superman. Like, he was much more mature than this. This kid is so annoying.
Oh yeah, the immaturity is definitely annoying.
It's so annoying. It makes total sense why Bendis decided he needed to just magically age him up, because Bendis is way better at writing teenagers than he is at writing preteens.
Yeah, but we don't get what made him so old.
Yeah, I'm sure that's coming. Like, this flashback is not over.
It's true, that is not over. But we basically get Lois realizing that she's no use.
Yeah.
Her getting sent home, and then Superboy going, he's got a message.
Grandpa's crazy and we have to stop him.
Right. That's what it is. And then he comes back to tell you how crazy Jor-El is.
I mean, when they're on the alien world where Lois is getting out, it's like an alien trading post, right? And Lobo is just there.
Oh, yeah.
Just like,
Lobo
hey, what's
did
up?
show up.
It's like, I'm Lobo. All right. You want to be a man, you choose to be a man, son. Bendis.
Yeah, that was random as hell. I did like the ending reveal. I feel like it was pretty obvious that it was coming.
Yeah, you look at Jor-El and you just think, there's no way that guy's going to be evil.
Yeah, exactly.
Scarred face,
you know it's coming.
Mental illness haircut. Like,
right. It's no surprise that he's nefarious in some way that we're going to find out in the future.
John Kent, as impervious as Clark, has a big old scar running down the side of his face now.
Yeah, that's weird.
So we're
big
gonna
old X scar.
Although maybe he isn't as impervious as Clark if he's half human. But
that's true.
Yes, so,
probably not like Saiyans.
Right. Probably not, although they are often very comparable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know why Bendis has to keep reminding us that Lois and Clark have sex. We get it. They have a son. Let kids read the comics, man. You don't have to do that.
Yeah. That's true. That bothered me before. I don't think I noticed it this time, but that's annoying.
Yeah, stop doing that. Superman's supposed to be for kids.
Yeah.
So what do you give it?
I give it a 6.
Give it a 6?
Yeah.
I give this a 4.
All right.
Yeah, I thought I liked it more after I finished reading it initially, but sitting here talking about it with you really lowered my overall.
It lowered mine too. I was thinking 7 before, but I lowered it to a 6 after talking about it.
It's just nothing really surprising happens. It's all very rote.
Yeah.
They went into space and Lois is back. It's a big mystery. Oh, yeah, they went out there and they had a big fight and she got scared and left.
Yeah. But the fighting was nice. There were some nice pictures of fighting.
Yeah, as usual with all of these Bendis Superman titles, they got the A+ artist to illustrate some very good-looking fighting.
Yeah.
Watching John do his thing, just in his sweats, essentially, is pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
And they do their little bit about 2 pages of saving an entire race from slavery. I like them doing heroic things.
Heroic stuff.
But yeah. At some point we're going to have a conversation about continuing to purchase these titles. There is still kind of a want to know what happens next aspect. You kind of do want to know where it's going. But so far, this many issues in, how often have we been happy with where it went?
Oh, with the Bendises?
Yeah.
Oh, not very often. I mean, when you think about it, this is the best current Superman plot line. Is what's going on with Jor-El and Superboy, because the Red Cloud plot line and the fire starting gangsters plot line just aren't doing it.
Or Rogel's are.
Oh, right. Or Rogel's are, right? We haven't seen the last of him either.
Yeah, remember what happened in that? Where they brought in Zod, it got really cool for a second, and then it's gone. It's done. Oh, and Zod's dead now.
And Zod almost definitely dead now. I liked the linking of the houses. Yeah, but that ain't happening.
The one thing that really excited us in terms of a tease, and that was not even a tease. It was just some crap you wrote for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. God damn it. Let's move on.
Okay, so the last book we're going to talk about this week is Venom number 10, where we finally get the continuation of the cliffhanger where Eddie's younger half-brother showed up and says that they needed to kill the dad. And this issue was it kind of was one of those, gotta have an origin for everything cliche things happening, because this issue decided that Johnny Cates decided it was time to explain why Venom had such a thing for innocence. He wanted to protect innocence, and that was why such a keyword for him in the classic runs. And it turns out it's because he committed a DUI, accidental manslaughter, right? He killed a neighbor's kid, while drunk driving his dad's stolen car.
Yeah, when he was 13.
Right. And he was underage.
Yeah.
And he felt guilty enough about it that he wanted to plead guilty. and probably go to jail, but his dad was a powerful, connected person in the community and basically worked things out in the town so that Eddie could be found innocent.
Yeah, bankrupting himself in the process.
Bankrupting himself in the process. So, he ruined himself one way so as not to ruin himself the other way. And so that led to Eddie, deciding that true innocence, I guess, is a thing that needs to be protected. But then the other thing a couple of interesting things happen, because as they're leaving, and we get a little story about Eddie's dad does beat the kid, and so that's why he's like, that's would kill him. But the kid's kind of having second thoughts in a way, and he's like, "Can I come stay with you, Eddie?" And Eddie's like, "Yeah, sure." And they go and see the mattress in an alley where Eddie's been sleeping, and the kid's like, "What's going on?" And then Eddie starts to hallucinate. Null. And I guess we're definitely heavily getting back on track in that storyline if Null is recovered enough to be able to telepathically communicate with him again.
True.
So then Eddie also has been getting sicker and sicker as this issue, and actually I think it has shown him coughing in a couple of the previous issues.
Yeah.
To kind of tease into this, and Eddie has cancer. This is another thing they're bringing back from an older run, because when they initially separated Eddie from the symbiote several years ago, that whole storyline resulted in Eddie having cancer.
Right.
So it's back.
So it doesn't just have cancer; he has quite a bit of cancer.
Right, as said by the return of speaking of Reed Richards, the Maker. Man, that last page reveal of him in the lab with all of his things running down into the symbiote, covering Eddie like a blanket.
Yeah.
It's a good page.
It's a good page.
It's a real good page, man. The Maker. He's not in that many comics that I've read, but every time he shows up, something cool happens, man.
He's a pretty cool looking dastardly dude.
It's so interesting to when you talk about, we did about Reed versus Doom and what a perfect matchup that is.
Yeah.
And then you take this character who's essentially a combination of Reed and Doom, and you set him in a book against, good old Eddie Brock, Venom.
Yeah, right.
It's such a level of, the things that Eddie is up against in the series, let's count them out real quick. The Maker, potentially one of the smartest evil beings ever created.
Oh.
Null, the symbiote god, one of the cosmically powerful. And Carnage, who just received yet another huge power-up.
And he seems to be on his way towards some kind of goddom in his own right.
Right, if Null is the god of symbiotes, Carnage is going to be the devil, man.
Yeah.
So, the stakes are just astronomically high on all counts, and all Eddie's got is himself and his slightly brain-dead symbiote, and body full of quite a lot of cancer. It's just good stuff, really. Man. It's drama.
Yeah, it's those odds.
So many things have happened in this comic 10 issues in, plus a few one-shots. Man.
It's true.
Where's it gonna go next?
Yeah, it seems like some stuff that Eddie will be dealing with for a long time with all that trauma.
I mean, we're heading towards a place where Cates is going to have to do some sort of big hardcore regeneration thing, where symbiote's going to have to get his brain back, and he's going to have to get his health back. Something's going to happen, and he's going to get some sort of supercharge.
Yeah, hopefully. I hope he comes out of it stronger than ever.
And at some point, we're going to have him do that thing where he's able to manifest previous hosts again, because that was the coolest thing he's done in a long time.
Yeah, I like that.
So, Venom 10, I'd give this an 8.
I agree. 8, yeah. Totally.
Right.
Venom is great. I like it a lot. And, now that they've merged Thor having the symbiote sword,
yeah,
and all this Null stuff, we need a symbiote to join up with Loki, and then create a mask crossover.
A mask crossover.
Oh yeah,
the Mask.
Of the Mask.
Interesting. Yeah.
Loki versus Venom.
Yeah,
and Thor team up with Venom and Thor to fight The Mask, Loki.
Oh man, that's an amazing series, man.
I know.
Maybe if you throw Deadpool in there, 4 issues, Deadpool, Venom, and Thor versus.
Oof.
Yeah. Because then, when you got Deadpool around, then things get wacky. Like, of all those crazy Deadpool and or Carnage miniseries, that 4-issue Deadpool versus Carnage series, where Deadpool was fully able to guess exactly what Carnage was going to do all the time, because if Deadpool found it very easy to understand chaos in a way that even Carnage, like, it was so funny to have Carnage keep trying to do really random things, and Deadpool's like, shows up there, he's like, yeah, chaos, you think you're so original, eh? But I can fully predict you. That's good stuff.
Carnage is so good at killing. You can't really kill Deadpool.
Yeah,
so.
That too. All right. Well, I think that does it. Thanks for checking out the first episode of Sam and Max Hit the Books.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had a good time. I like doing it this way.
Yeah, this is good. We'll have
right.
to do more things.
And we'll see y'all next week.
Yep.